What's up guys, Coach Abraham checking in with Arma Strength and Conditioning. If you don't know who I am a youth and professional footballer, strength and conditioning coach. Today's emphasis, we got a lower body training video. We're gonna do everything from increasing power, increasing force production, which is ultimately gonna help us with acceleration. It's important that as a footballer, you are hitting very specific movement patterns. We can strengthen all these types of muscles in a specific type of movement. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I'm not the biggest fan of lower body sessions, but there is a time and place, and that is something I do apply, especially at the pro level when they have a highly congested schedule and we gotta modify things. Without further ado, let's go straight into the video.
Yeah, top of the morning, I know that you thought I was dormant. Woke up early from shots that was swarming the block.
Hi guys, so the first exercise from the list, you'll be able to just follow everything from top to bottom. As you can see, we have the broad jump from a sitting position. The emphasis is gonna be maximal distance. Here we go. Boom, just right here, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place a cone right there on the floor. Now what this cone is gonna do, now I've just created an objective. This is gonna ensure that each single broad jump is gonna be as explosive as the last, or if not more explosive. We're here, explode, boom. And as you can see, I just beat it again. So every single time I beat it, I'm gonna keep on going forward and forward. For this set, let's see if I can beat it. I know I can beat it. Here we go. Boom, and what I say, beat it right there. Whenever we are going into jumping plyometrics, high intent. Even with speed, high intent. Even with the strength training, whenever we have heavy load, that is what is gonna separate an average type of training to a super elite, if you will, type of training to just get all those crazy adaptations. Next exercise, we have a single leg hurdle hop. Our goal is just get up as high as possible, and we're gonna utilize a tall hurdle to achieve that objective. I'm actually gonna load into it, so I'm gonna be here, ready, and boom, and I'm gonna land that single leg just like that, okay? Not the best ability right now, I'll be honest. I jumped over the hurdle, and I created a soft landing as well. What you can do is, if the landing is too intense or you wanna regress this, you can either make the hurdle size lower, or we can go on to a box, or in this case, utilizing a bench, which is gonna take away that landing. So if I'm here, boom, it takes away that landing. I'm still getting that power. For someone of my type of training or where I'm at, I do need something like this, or I do want something like this. Just load, explode, boom, and just like that. Nice soft landing every single time, guys. Let's do this for both legs. Moving on to the more specific strength. So we're gonna accomplish this by pushing heavy sleds. My goal is to push the most amount of weight as possible in this horizontal angle. The horizontal angle is very specific to acceleration, and that's how we are gonna get stronger in that acceleration position, because the sled is gonna allow us to keep that position for an extended period of time. This is gonna be great for athletes who are lacking force, who are lacking strength. So something big you are probably noticing is that I am keeping high intent with every single drive. That's gonna be the emphasis with each step. Be powerful and push. And of course, we just have to add a little bit more load to increase the difficulty for myself. And again, each step, aggressive, push, punch, punch. All right guys, yeah, no, we only have a limited amount of time for training, especially being a busy footballer, maybe you have school, whatever it is. So we're gonna pair the heavy march with some ankle rockers. The emphasis of this is to increase ankle mobility, loosen up the Achilles, and just loosen up the ankle. So I'm gonna tie a band onto a pole. I want there to be a good amount of tension. You're gonna keep this band in between where the ankle begins to dorsiflex. Okay, so you'll feel a nice little tendon right there in the bottom. You want the band to be at a low position. My foot's gonna be higher in comparison to where the band is tied. I always like to take a deep breath in and rock that knee forward over the toe. 1, 2, 3, and again, deep breath in, long exhale. You will feel a nice little pull on the Achilles. Depending where you go, you're gonna start to feel the heel start rising, okay? It's okay for it to rise just a tiny bit. If you wanna train like a professional footballer, check out my Ultimate Footballer plans. And if you want something more custom and specific to you, I offer custom plans. This is the plan that my pro footballers use. I've been privileged to work with some amazing professional footballers like you're seeing right here on the screen. If you want something more tailored to you to get you ready, whether it's off-season, preseason, in-season, guys, that's gonna be the plan for you. All right, team, up next on the list, starting with our first strength movement, we have some accommodated resistance trap bar deadlifts. With this exercise, our goal is to increase bilateral absolute strength. And again, if our strength goes up, our force production is gonna go up. I utilize the RPE system. I'm gonna be doing, preferably with this, we wanna do an RPE between 7 and 8. I have a band with it, and that's what the accommodated resistance is. What the band is gonna do, it's gonna make the top portion of this movement a whole lot tougher. And this is what's gonna help really drive those acceleration adaptations. Fast and powerful, intense. 3, 2, hold, control, tap, 2, 3, 4, tap, boom. If I'm completely honest, not to flex or anything, this is very light for me. I will need 2, maybe 3 plates plus the accommodated resistance because my goal is force production. I want to be able to lift some heavy loads at high intent. Even though the trap bar isn't moving as fast as you would want to, the intent behind my movement is what matters. So guys, instead of completely resting, just sitting around and doing nothing and waiting for the second set of the trap bar deadlift, we're gonna go on to some physio ball dead bugs. The second that you squeeze with the knees and the hands together, you should feel your core light up. Opposites, get long. So I love this exercise because a lot of athletes, especially younger athletes, can't really brace the core, can't turn it on. This is used as a cheat code to really contract the abs, brace it, just have a nice and strong core in a more dynamic fashion versus crunches, which don't really translate onto more of these functional movements, if you will. And now that I'm done with this, if I feel that I still need more rest before going to my second set of the trap bar deadlift, then I will utilize that rest. All right, team, up next, gonna go on to our second strength block, and we have the single leg squat to a bench. This is really gonna focus on that quad and knee strength, and if needed, we're gonna use a load. You can check out this exercise on how to progress in my top 7 single leg exercise video. We're gonna go butt back, we're gonna tap and then go up. We're gonna tap and then go up. Always shoot up fast. 1, 2 seconds, and then boom. Again, 1, 2 seconds, and then boom. My objective is for my body to go into this 90-degree angle, right? And honestly, probably for me, I would need something lower to really challenge myself. Also, another thing on how to progress it, I can just grab a heavier load. I have a 20-pound right here, and I'll be honest, that's very light for me, so I will need to go up to a 35 or even a 40. Okay, so we're gonna pair the single leg squat to a bench with a single leg RDL, one of my favorite exercises for glute and hamstring strength. So we're gonna go opposites. My left leg is down, meaning my right hand is holding that dumbbell. I'm gonna go all the way down, at least parallel, and then shoot up, okay? Go all the way down, feel that stretch on the hamstrings, and then go up. So guys, make sure that you are feeling that stretch on the hammies. What we do not want to see with the knee bending is this right here. So notice how I'm starting to really bend the knee, and now I'm trying to put more emphasis on the quad. We bend just through the waist. My back stays flat versus caving in into something like this right here, right? So that is something that you're gonna have to really focus on, especially if you've never done this movement. This comes natural to some and not so natural to others. All right, team, going on to the third block, we have a single leg curl with the physio ball, all right? This is gonna be more on the intense side. So if you need to regress, you can go 2 legs in, 1 leg out, or even 2 legs out and 2 legs in. I'm gonna go into a 1 leg out and a 1 leg in. Big emphasis on the hamstrings and on the glutes. So we're gonna go leg up, 1, 2 seconds out, keep the glute squeezed and bring it in. 1, 2, bring it in. You're gonna notice this is a great exercise for the hamstrings. Most footballers, whenever you are getting all that tightness in the hamstrings and you do all this type of stretching, but you feel like you're going nowhere. A lot of times, guys, it's not really a tightness issue, but it's a weakness disguised as a tightness issue. All right, team, second exercise in this block, we have some internal rotation liftoffs. One of my newest and favorite exercises for training the medial glutes. So all I did was I placed my foot inside the band. You got to make sure that you pick up just that ankle. Imagine you have a string attached to the ankle and it's being pulled directly up, and make sure that you're not bringing the foot towards yourself as you come up into it. We're going to go up, hold, and here. Hold, and here. Also make sure that you are not compensating by utilizing that low back, especially if your hip abductor is very tight. It's funny, somebody asked me why do I say it like that, abductor. That's just to emphasize abduction versus adduction. A lot of times people may not hear it as clearly, so I say abduction and adduction. Next exercise, guys, we're gonna go on to some banded hip flexions with an emphasis on this last part as the leg is going all the way back, really feeling and focusing on that stretch. I don't want to turn this into a balance exercise, so we're gonna grab these two dowels, whatever they're called. As you can see, I should feel a pull right here. Like my leg is hanging out right here. From here, I'm gonna drive forward. I'm gonna put my leg a little bit more down. Let that band pull my hip flexor and then drive it all the way up. Drive forward, all the way back. 1, 2, 3 seconds. We see a lot, especially with the ATG system, a lot of this just training hip flexion up here, but we forget about this movement here, which we utilize whenever we are sprinting. Again, grab onto something. Don't turn this into a balance exercise. All right, guys, and the last exercise, we got to get more of the ankle complex. We're going to go on to a soleus calf raise. I have a wedge a little bit far from the wall, so you can get a good little lean forward. We're going to drop that heel as much as we can, feel the stretch on the Achilles, and then bring it up. While we go into the bent knee, we're going to target more of that soleus. And again, this is going to be more of a specific position that we see on the pitch. That doesn't mean that we can't do just simple calf raises, guys. And I want to emphasize that this is good general strength and also good to add variety. Like I always say, always add variety in your training. Yes, some things are going to be more specific than others, but everything can be used under good context. And as long as you are programming it right. So if you have any questions on programming or anything, drop them down below. Or you can hire me as your online strength and conditioning coach, or even in person if you are in Dallas. And guys, if that gets easy, and trust me, for a lot of footballers, that's not gonna be easy, we can just grab a load, go all the way up, 1, 2, all the way up, 1, 2, all the way up. And really, guys, it's as simple as that. All right, guys, hey, that's it for this video. Always keep in mind, guys, with the rep ranges and stuff like that, I created this one more for like an off-season emphasis. And if you are in season, you got to modify whether it's the reps or the sets, because you got to be realistic as a footballer. It's not just about go, go, go and get as much training in. This is one reason I don't like lower body sessions. But again, if you do it correctly, you can definitely plug them in. If you want examples on how to create your own schedule and stuff, guys, I have those guides, so check them out. I also have a how to create your own program, but honestly, you can take inspiration from a lot of these videos. This is one of the easiest videos for me to make, so if you want to see something like this, by all means, go ahead and let me know below, and I can definitely start cranking these out. And a little update, guys, I'm closing in on a house, meaning I'm gonna have access to, well, I'm gonna create my own home gym, which is gonna allow me to create a lot more content. This facility where I'm at is a 30-35 minute drive, sometimes up to 45 minutes with traffic. And it does become a little pain in the butt if I do have to show up here just to record a video like I did today. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget my training programs on my website, some of the best you will ever see, used by professional footballers, or my online custom plans. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Abe checking out.